No matter the court, no matter the size, no matter the tournament, the important thing is that you keep moving. Obviously, we are talking all about basketball this week as we lead up to the ACC tournament, but when it comes to movement, I had to bring in a dear friend of the show, Gail Eppley, who has become an icon of physical fitness at any age. Gail, I'm really glad that you're in the studio today. Last time we were at the court in your house.
You're right.
So we've had a lot of fun together. We've gotten to shoot around, we've gotten to play, and I've learned so much of your story that you have had a very active lifestyle from the beginning, and you constantly advocate in the community for everybody to get out and move. Why is that constantly your message?
Because so many of my friends have become inactive, and we don't have much in common anymore because they sit on the couch all day, watch TV, and I'm out moving. And it's so important to stay active because if you don't, you're going to become like them. Mm-hmm. You're going to become a couch potato.
Yeah. And you referenced the word couch potato before, but it's not just physically sitting, but what happens to your mind when you're not constantly firing different parts of your body?
I stay active I read a lot. Mm-hmm. I do puzzles, I do crossword puzzles, I even like Sudoku. So in order to stay active, not just physically, but mentally and spiritually even. Mm-hmm. If it's nothing but asking the next door neighbor to come in and have a cup of coffee, just the conversation. I read somewhere that they said, even when you're reading your Bible, don't read it to yourself, read it out loud, mm-hmm. because you hear those words, your mind has to stay active, and you remember those words. Yeah. So even though you don't think about the fact that just hearing your own voice, and it helps with hearing. People who have hearing aids, they don't hear all the things that are said, so they don't get in the conversation. But even reading the Bible or reading your book out loud, mm-hmm. that trains your mind to hear those words.
Yeah. So in addition to training your mind, obviously you keep your body very active. Before, I remember you sharing your schedule with us, and there were pickleball days, there were basketball days, there were full days of watching grandkids, which is great. I mean, there wasn't a day that you weren't moving. So when you look at something like the ACC tournament, and it's the top of the top when it comes to basketball players and teams, but I think some people might shy away from sports because they're not at the top. But what does it mean just to be part of a recreational community?
Absolutely. And you think about the athletes who are professionals, they keep their body in shape or they couldn't play. And I might want to take a plug for our senior games here in Charlotte, because there's something there for everyone. You can do the sports, you can do the dancing, the cheerleading, even people who write stories and do ceramics. There's something for everybody. And to me, the athletics, of course, is the one I steer clear, I stay there. But everybody has something that they can do to keep active. Walk around the block. Get up and walk around your house. Mm-hmm. So many people just don't realize it just takes that little bit of things to make you want to do more.
Yeah. Now, another thing that we talked about was the community part of something. Like I said, some people might want to stay on the bleachers because they're not sure how to play basketball, or they're not sure how to be cheerleaders, or just it can be challenging, especially I think the older we get, to jump into a new community. So what is your invitation to people who might be on the sidelines right now?
I would say most people who are on the sidelines are afraid to take that step out into the community. But I encourage people, even in the grocery store, I might see somebody and I'm going, do you know about senior games? Or would you like to come out and join our group? And I don't know, I just wish that more people would see that it's just so important for your body. I'm 87. I don't feel 87. I don't act 87 on the basketball court. Mm-hmm. Some of the younger players say, hey, take it easy, you know. So there's something for everybody. Aerobics class. There's a lot of things on TV now about just walking, mm-hmm. doing walking exercises. Just do something.
Yeah, do something, like you said, just getting up, getting moving, and staying active. One thing I think that is so wonderful about you is just the advocacy that you share with people. But like you said, sometimes you got to really share that message multiple times before they're listening. So from the first time that you and I hit the court together to now, how has the awareness grown about just senior athletics here in the community?
I've done a lot of talking with groups since then, promoting health, growing old. But you know, old is just a number. It's how you feel, how you react, how you act, how you intermix with other people. I think the big thing is just when you get older, you have that fear of jumping in.
Right.
But if you're invited, sometimes that helps. And grocery stores, PT. Recently, I was doing PT on my ankle, and a lady was there, and I said, "Do you play basketball?" And she said, "I used to play." I said, gave her all the information. She's playing with us now.
That's great.
So, church, anywhere you are, just talk with somebody. Just see if they were interested in getting started. Yeah.
Now, how did you get started? I know that so many people know you from your time with me on QC Life, but give us just a little Gail overview of your playing, your history, and how you've gotten to the point of being such a community advocate for an active lifestyle.
Well, I've played all my life, and I played in high school. I played all the spectrums in basketball. But as I got older, and I've been playing senior games for 35 years. We've gone to nationals, and you always have to go to state to go to nationals. But it's not just the basketball, it's the people you meet. So many people you see every year at state, and you become like family. You talk about their children. They always ask you about, and I send Christmas cards to all these people that I've met, all of them. And just reaching out to people, let them know that you care about them, about their families, about their health. It just gets them more involved.
Yeah, and I know last year you were actually named the Humana Game Changer for your just tenacious commitment to making sure that other people had access to this information, that had that invitation, that had a personal invite from Gail. Like if she sees you in the grocery store, I expect you to show up on the court, okay? But I mean, you received the Humana Game Changer Award because of your commitment to others. So how did that make you feel?
I guess it made me really proud to be named with all these other athletes, because I think last year there were 12,000 people nominated.
Wow.
And only 10 got this award. And when we went to nationals, that's where we were given our awards. And I got to meet these other 9 people who much better players or much better than I was. But I just felt like I was so proud to be named with them. And since then, I've had a lot of comments. The team I play with in Hickory, the Red Foxes, it's amazing. The first day I went back, they said, "Oh, here's our hero, and what can we call you?" And I said, "Call me Gail."
Just call me Gail. Call me Gail. Well, you are a hero to so many people. I'm going to tell a quick little story. You were telling me before we started taping that you went to church after everything aired, and people were so excited and they started clapping, but somehow they still didn't know that you did all of these things, which just blows my mind. So does sometimes it just take maybe multiple invitations or multiple conversations to get people to go like, "Oh, hey, I can move like Gail"?
I think so. I think they saw me in a different light.
Yeah.
And our preacher is actually 6'7", 6'8". He played college basketball, and he was impressed.
Yes, as they all should be, as they all should be. So my last question for you is, obviously, like, since we are going into ACC coverage, we're going into all of these stories surrounding the ACC. As someone who grew up playing in the Carolinas, how do you feel about us getting to host this tournament where so many young people are really getting such a special start in sports?
Awesome. I have been to so many ACC tournaments, and it's the excitement of being there, seeing, just being the atmosphere. I miss it. If you got tickets.
I was going to say, we can go. I'll get you a press pass. Gail's going. Gail's going. You can be our on-location reporter.
I just think this is going to promote so much more in Charlotte. People are excited about going. I mean, I've heard talk in like the grocery store, and a lot of my people, they'll pay the money to go because it's so exciting, and there's so much to do there. It's not just the basketball. They have things on the side for kids to do, and it's amazing.
Yeah, I agree. Well, we'll find you those tickets. Somebody's got tickets for Gail. Gail, thank you so much for joining me and having this conversation, and I'm really excited to see this tournament with you.
Thank you so much for having me, and get moving.
You heard her. Gail said, get moving. You heard her. Thank you, Gail.
Thank you.